Okay, my mom would be like mortified that we're talking about this. So I just want to say, like, we're good. She's like, but yeah, there was like literally like I have my mom's old laptop my first year of college and went back and found like journal entries where she was like I don't know if Maddie's like okay. Like, yeah, I think she used the term like I don't know if she like has a center to return
No,
back
it
to.
was
And
like
I
a
was like,
true
oh my
north. It was
God.
such a weird philosophical thing for a 5-year-old where it's like, Maddie has not found her purpose and meaning in life. Maddie doesn't know who she is or who she wants.
I've
By the
watched
way
her
that she plays
play.
in the sandbox.
Yeah. She's only made a 3-block tower, and I'm just worried.
Yeah. I'm just worried that she's not gonna really, go to Duke. It was kind of
No, I don't know what this is about me that at like 20 years old, I was reading that mortified, like, oh my God, is my true nature being exposed? Like, was it hidden me for all my life that I'm a problem child? And then you look back and you're like, oh, I think I just like had ADHD and no one knew what to do with that.
You're just weird. It's like just for your own family.
Yeah, that's the thing is like you are your mother's daughter, right? So you are weird, and so is she because she's writing the essays.
Yeah, writing it. It's kind of a weird thing to do to keep like journal logs, like it's I don't know, like a plant you're growing in science class, and you got to be like, today there's 2 more leaves. Like what? My mom doesn't have a journal that's like Kenyon did this. You're just tired, you get home from work, you throw some food at the thing, and you move on.
It is funny too that it wasn't like, oh, it took her first steps today. It was like, what is she becoming?
Yeah. It took her first steps, but in what direction?
Yeah.
What's fucked up too is I called her and I was like, hey, so what is this? And she was like, I don't even remember writing that. Like, she was like, oh, I don't know. Apparently it turned out fine. I was probably just stressed. And I was like, okay, well, my sense of self was just rattled for an hour. So I was just worried that I'm like secretly a serial killer or something.
It's funny that she's like, I don't know what that's about. She's just like burning everything in a vault. You're like a CIA op like directive designed.
The research has been compromised.
Yeah. There's like a secret lair under your house. You're a cyborg.
She was like, I don't know what that's about. She's like ushering assistants to be like, burn it all.
It's like they designed the ultimate female comic. You find out. CIA.
See, my mom never wrote essays, but she would ask these questions of me that would put those thoughts. Like, you know what, she would sort of passive aggressively do that where like one day all I did was ask her for help on math homework. And she looked at me and she goes, do you think that you need like a helper in class? Someone to sit with, like a para, like someone
oh my God.
who has, the kids who have like special needs who need like an adult there with you. She was like, maybe you need that. And I was like, no, I just don't, the multiplication kind of, all right, I'll go to my room.
No, I just need a mother. That doesn't make me special needs. But
yeah.
If the umbrella of special needs includes parental affection, then
Well, it's such a wasp thing to be like, you have feelings. Are you disabled? I don't understand. I don't get it. Do you need a medication? And just everyone's on 40 medications. I think he just needed love and acceptance. And they're like, no, he has a chemical disorder.
No, he keeps asking for hugs, so we got him a weighted blanket.
Yeah. It just keeps him down, Yeah.
Well,
we didn't bring up her dad yet, Kenyon.
We didn't. Well, that's you don't need to bring the internal monologue out. But it's such a weird.
Yeah, I was like,
maybe you do need a helper. Jesus Christ. Yeah. We didn't bring that up, and also we didn't bring that up, and I'm kind of nervous about where things in my relationship are going. Anyway, let's continue with that. just throwing things out. But yeah, no, I met your dad a couple times. He's a hilarious guy. Do you think, because he does, has Asperger's, so he's very, very blunt, tells it like it is, as they would say. Do you feel like, what are some blunt, like kind of funny things he said to you over the years you feel like had some?
Oh, well, one of them was to you actually, and I'm sure you know what I'm about to bring up is Kenyon was on his way when we still lived in North Carolina. We were hanging out, and Kenyon was on his way to my house, and he hit a deer with his car. And
the deer hit my car. It wasn't malicious. I didn't. It wasn't out of hatred of deer. The deer kamikaze my car. I love animals.
No, he chased it down for a mile and cornered it into a patch of trees and just rammed it repeatedly. No, a deer flew over his windshield, but he easily could have died. His car was totaled. He pulled it to my house, and my mom was like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" And we were sitting at the table, and there was kind of a pause, and my dad goes, So why do you hate deer?
Yeah, it's just he didn't look up from his food either. It was just such a confident move, but he just had like little hilarious quips that I found to be really
and there's no direction out of that, because
the only way,
you just have to laugh and be like, you know.
That's what you needed, because you're just like, oh my, I don't have a car anymore. Just completely totaled. Just completely totaled. And you're like, all right, well, that's the end of that, I suppose. There's just no way.
So no, Asperger's is cool because there really is just like, what is the most funny or honest thing to say, and let the chips fall where they may.
Right. Yeah.
It's a very exciting
Your dad's
thing
a seller comic.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're growing up at the table. He's just letting it. I mean, well, your parents are divorced now, so I'm sure it's not always the most conducive thing for romance, but is there anything like any stories in your dating where it's like, she just said, this makes the most sense for us to procreate, and then I knew right there that he was my man.
How Asperger's makes you like
how does that work when you're trying to like impress someone for the first time? Like, I don't know.
Well, I haven't watched my parents fuck, if that's what you're asking.
No, I'm just saying, if they have like
how does he seduce her? Like, what really turns your mom?
No, I'm saying like in the courtship tales, like people's parents have that about like, I met the, you know what I mean? That's not a weird thing.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think my dad's still like a very sweet guy. He's just like, right. But I don't know, because I don't know like a lot of the. I'm trying to think like a lot of the details of like how they met and stuff. But I don't know. I think it more comes out like. I mean, because it's kind of like, I know more about like how he shows that with like us, like me and my brothers, is like, you can still be caring and affectionate, but still say things like very bluntly. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to think of an example.
For some reason, I'm like, I can't understand. I'm like, he's saying that in a way where it's like, yeah, you'll be a blunt, arguably abrasive guy, but actually really caring. I'm like, yeah, that connects.
I don't know. I could see them getting along, like a guy with Asperger's, and then his wife who's writing essays about
writing a blog about her kid.
Yeah.
I like that. They're like, do you? Yeah, they just had a petri dish together. They're like, you want to grow something else? And then they have
No, it works to have a dad that's like, I don't really see emotions, and a mom who like makes them up. Like that kind of balances out.
I really like unapologetic people that stay true to no matter what. Your dad seemed like that. It's like, no, I don't care what the situation is. And I know like the disability or whatever, but it's just is it a disability, or is your dad just kind of a funny guy?
Yeah, is it just like a chill thing?
Like, what if he just made that up? So he's like, I actually just don't want to not say what I'm thinking my entire life, so I'm just gonna just say I have Asperger's, and then I can just really let it rip with like my 12-year-old.
That's so funny. But no, I do think it makes you like, I don't know, kind of a better parent in some ways, because it's like it wasn't like there wasn't a lot of like coddling, like in a good way, you know what I mean? You kind of just talked to us like adults in a way that it was like, oh, you kind of like respect me and we'll have like a real conversation with me, like which is nice.
It is nice, but then because my dad would do the same thing, he very much like treated me like an adult, which was nice, and I feel like I was very respectful as a kid to like other parents, and I wasn't a crazy child at all. But occasionally I'd be like watching like my friend's dad like play, and it was the weirdest thing, because they'd be like playing with us and like doing voices, and I'm like, this guy's like, can we just have a kids only sort of I don't know, this is a weird situation for me.
I had that too, because it's like my dad just did it to the point where it was like uncomfortable. He would just be like walking to my room and he's like, yeah, I don't think I'm in love with your mom. And I just have to be like, yeah, and he's like, I don't really know, like I hate my job, I don't know what to do, and I'm just like, all right, I'm 11, we just learned cursive the other day.
I imagined, because we were talking about playing, I imagined like you holding one action figure and him holding the other, and him just being like, yeah, I'm not in love with your mom anymore, and making it come out of the action.
Blah, blah, blah. Sometimes I think about just after work driving and never turning back. What do you think? Boom, boom, boom. Away from you, into my new life.
Oh, look at my new life, Kenyon. I have this big house.
Oh no. Oh, here's a wife that actually respects and understands me. Here's a letter from you. Throwing that away. Throwing away the mistake.
He's teaching you how to drive, and you're like, Dad, when do I press on the brakes? And he's like, never. You just keep going.
Don't stop, Kenyon. You don't stop.
Run the red light.
He might end up in the middle of North Carolina with 2 kids you didn't want.
Maybe your pops was tough. is fuck you, Dad.